It's been a week since Ninja Kiwi released Phazed Bloons into BTD Battles 2, but are they the OP Bloon we thought they would be, or are they simply too expensive to send? Let's find out. Our first game of the video is going to be on Koru. I was trying to set up my recording, but I wasn't recording actually, so which is why we're at round 3. But this is actually going to be a great map to test out the phase bloons because this map is short, and if we phase any bloon and my opponent breaks their shield with a boomerang, it's going to skip through the boomerang. It's going to glitch through the boomerang, glitch 10% of the track, which isn't very long because this map is short. But it's gonna be just be enough to glitch past the boomerang. So we're going to see if that works. Like, you know, the balloons like go here and glitch past this and then like leak. But I don't know. That might also work against attack shooters, so we're going to have to be careful. And if you don't know already, the new phase balloons can be applied to any type of balloon. So unlike the other three balloon modifiers that can only be applied to a certain type of balloon, the phase modifier, or the phase balloon, I don't know how you call it, the phase balloons I think, can be applied to any type of balloon, which is actually crazy. That means we can literally phase yellow balloons, and that might even get my opponent to lose lives. Right now, my opponent's chilling with the boomerang, and I obviously do not like that. So I'm hoping they go for a bouncing boomerang, bouncing glaives. Perfect. And let's farm. I'm trying out a Zilly right now. Like, I typically run Quincy on this map, but with a Zilly, you can kind of eat ZOMGs for lunch, which would be nice. Because ZOMGs are actually pretty hard to deal with, especially if your opponent fortifies and phase that, which is expensive, but if your opponent has enough money to do so, like to phase and fortify the ZOMG, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble, which is why we have Azili to eat the children balloons, eat the BFBs, so we only have to deal with the ZOMG, and we don't have to deal with the insides. Alright, let's see here. Let's farm. Our farms are actually looking pretty nice. Azili, I mean Quincy on this map, it just doesn't help us out all that much. Not as much as on other maps. Like, you know, on Time's Up, you pretty much need Quincy. But on this map, I feel like you can kind of live without Quincy. Alright, we're gonna place down a wizard. We could go for more farms, but I just feel like playing it safe right now, alright? Just feel like playing it safe right now. With Quincy, I would go for more farms. But with Azili, Azili isn't very strong early game, so we gotta be careful. It kind of just buffs my wizard. But if I don't have my necromancer up yet, Azili is pretty much useless right now. Ooh, and they're gonna send us this, which will tower boost, I guess. Yeah, that's just something we have to do. Normally, we would Quincy ability this rush, but since we don't have Quincy, you kind of have the tower boost. I was hoping we'd have our necromancer for that, but our opponent already is trying to go for a bank. This is interesting. Let's go for a blade shooter then. My opponent's sending me white balloons. I want to play this safe. That's not gonna do anything. I'll go for a fireball. My opponent's sending me space group purples, which doesn't do all that much. I don't want to say that and die, which is why I was hesitating, you know? Alright, there we go. Valuable bananas. Let's see if that forces camo detection. It does. And Quincy ability. Alright, that's more than I wanted, actually. And we could go for a bank, but we could also rush our opponent. I think I'm gonna do the latter because they just use Quincy ability, so we can actually force more glaives. Easy. We easily force more glaives, which is exactly what we wanted. But then we're gonna have to get up our farm or a bank one round later, or we can sell this school for a bank. But I don't think that's a good idea right now. My opponent just sold a farm and did not afford the bank. All right. Okay, they got the bank. I was like, did you just sell the farm to rush me? You know, if your opponent sells the farm, you always gotta pay attention. That's the thing about battles too. You have to look at both sides. That's why I like it so much. It's not like BTD 6, where you can just pay attention to your own screen and drink a cup of coffee. Here you actually gotta you gotta always be on your toes and watch your opponent's banana farms. Oh, they just sold their bank. They just phased a bunch of balloons at me. No. We're good. That was an overreaction, I think. That was definitely an overreaction, but I thought the Blade Maelstrom was worse. The Blade Maelstrom did fail me quite a few times, so I didn't want to mess around. Alright, well now we instantly rebuy our bank. I don't think we needed to sell our bank, but I wanted to play that extra safe just for sure. Just to be sure. Alright. We have a bank, a round 16 bank. It's gonna be full round 23, I think. No, round 24. They just glitched a Moab at me. No, they just glitched a Moab at me. Are we good against that? We are good. Okay, so looks like the children balloons aren't glitched. So only the Moab glitches and the ceramics don't glitch, which is nice. If the ceramics were the glitch right there, I would have probably lost the game. Alright, my opponent just glitched a ton of balloons at me and I did not like that. So why don't we glitch a Moab at them? I wanted to glitch and fortify, but that might be a little expensive. Look, the Moab just jumped past the boomerang. That might force a turbo battery. Or turbocharge. Turbocharge is nice. Alright. Yeah, they'll defend it with a turbocharge, I think. Alright. Yeah, they're fine, they're fine. They're gonna eco. I don't think we're gonna eco because eco gives you the money back in 2.5 rounds. Or 2.5 minutes, I think. Yeah, 2.5 minutes. But I think the game is gonna end before eco can give us the money back. Which is why we're gonna farm instead of eco, because we can sell farm but not sell eco. You know what I mean? Oh, if we sent another one there, we could have forced turbocharge. There's no way, just went for that. Turbocharge. Are they tower boost? Are they good against that? I should have sent a little bit more. Nah, they're dead. They're so dead. Bye-bye. GG's. Our next match of the video is going to be on Banana Depot. We both probably have the same loadout. But this is going to be really interesting because this is actually quite a long map. So Phazed Bloons skip 10% of the map or glitch through the beginning of the map like this. We're going to be in trouble because all our defense is pretty much going to be on the beginning of the map. And we also have a second problem because of Phazed Bloons. And that's if the balloons skip past our pile of spikes. Our spikes are at the end, and if they skip past a pile of spikes, if they send us tight ceramics, and even if one ceramic gets passed, this is gonna make us lose the entire game. So we definitely have to watch out for that. But if our opponent doesn't watch out, we can also do that to them, because it looks like they're gonna have the exact same loadout as we do. Interesting, even the same hero. Complete mirror matchup. This is nice. Alright. We do need cluster bombs though. We're gonna be $1 off. We're gonna be exactly... No, we're not. Wait. I think it's... How did that even happen? I thought it would be $1 off. But whatever. We'll eco. And we're gonna need to remove this obstacle. We gotta bribe the truck drivers to drive away to make some... free up some space for us, you know? Gotta bribe them away. Alright, we're gonna pay $250. Please go away. Alright, they do drive away. Nice. Now we have some space to place our first banana farm. I didn't even realize that all of these trucks are filled with bananas, which I think is hilarious. I thought they were just trucks. This is an interesting map. We do need bigger bombs here though. Unless you're crazy, then you don't need it. No, they also get up. They did get a farm up. How'd they get a farm up? What? Alright, they aren't ecoing though. Wait. They just drone swarmed. Can we like bloom boost them? If we bloom boost, will that force anything? That's the ultimate question. When your opponent uses their level 3 hero ability, you always want to try to see if you can force a tower boost. But I don't know. Should we try it? Yeah, there are 130... I can't talk right now. There are 131 lives. I guess we'll just leave them alone. We'll keep farming. So, what are your thoughts on Phazed Bloons? Let me know in the comment section below. I just don't really think it's worth paying 75% more for the balloons to skip 10% of the track. It just, on paper, it just sounds bad, but like, against some loadouts, I think like against ice, it might be pretty OP. My opponent removes the bottom one, but I'm gonna remove this one. I don't know what's the better play, but if I remove this one, like, you know, if you remove the bottom one, you can't really place bomb towers down here. But if you remove this one, you have more space for bomb towers. You might be like, okay, they're making some space, they're freeing up some space for the spike factory. But I can also place my spike factory, you know, just barely. But I can fit it. I can fit it. Greater production. And okay, our opponent's spike factory, so we'll do the same. We'll go for smart spikes as well. We really want a large spike pile, so that our opponent won't rush us. They might still rush us though. With camo balloons, I mean. We obviously don't have a lot of camo detection right now. Oh, okay, heavy bombs. Perfect. Right now we need red hot spikes. They don't even have their spikes upgraded top path. So we spend them like 2 sets of camo leads, or 3 sets of camo leads. We're gonna be able to force a $4,000 upgrade. This balloon boost us. Wait, how they just pop? Okay, they bought it. 1 set of camo leads are not gonna do anything. I have no spikes. Perfect. They just had to spend $2,424 to buy that upgrade on their hero. Whereas we use that money to upgrade our spike factory. I always want to avoid upgrading my hero. Like, you always want to avoid upgrading your hero if it's possible to do so. We could have sold our spike factory to go for the bank, but that would have just incentivized the rush. That would have warranted a rush. And I don't know. I've lost enough score to... Oh, they still rush. We'll tire boost this. Yeah, I had turtle micro there. I had absolutely turtle micro. Alright, I don't think they're gonna re-rush though. But if they do, we'll sell our spike factory this time. Let's see. They still don't have a bank. Alright, looks like they're just not gonna bank. We'll go for spike balls and then we'll eco. How about that? Sounds like a plan. Go for 750 eco and then we'll farm. I'm really scared of phase balloons right now. I really wonder if this bomb is enough to remove the phase property off like the tight ceramics. Because if just one phase tight ceramic gets through and skips through my pile of spikes and escapes. Wait, no. I think we need 2 phase ceramics to get through. If 2 phase ceramics get through, I instantly lose. But if they send like 100 ceramics, it's pretty easy. It's pretty probable that 2 of them gets through. Which makes me scared. Alright, we actually have more than 750 eco, so let's farm. They're also just like, I guess they are also ecoing, but I think farming is a little bit more safe. It's a little bit safer. Because if the game's gonna end soon, you can't really sell your eco, but you can always sell your farm. We can also send them a fortified Moab because they have no defense right now, literally none. They have 3 plantations. They're using all that money on farms, whereas I'm using that money on defense. And I don't like that. Alright, they have spike balls now. We'll leave them alone then. We will, in fact, leave them alone. They removed this one, which costs $500. I don't understand why people do that, because this one also costs $500. And this one just gives you a much bigger space. I think phase balloons are worth it in some situations. But more often than not, you'd rather send fortified. But if you have enough money to do both, like, you could. Alright, this is on last, and that kind of screwed me up right now. Alright, now we're still fighting against those. We want our spike factory pile nice and healthy, though. Which is going to be really important. Let's see if they send us a BFB. We'll only go for defense if they send us a BFB. If they don't send us anything, we're just gonna farm. We can also place a spike factory right here. We'll upgrade the spike factory to spike mines and tower boost if we need to. I always pre-buy my tight ceramics defense, but I feel like maybe I can just get past not buying anything. Whoa, I just saw some AI phase balloons. Alright, they just sold a farm. Alright, they sold 2 farms to go for that. Fair enough. Fair enough indeed. Will they rush with a ZOMG? That's the ultimate question. Okay, they do. Then we just go for a ton of defense. And we also sell... I do kind of want a loan to defend it. But let's wait for the round to be over, then we'll react to it. Alright, we'll collect this, and then we'll go for this, and then go for a farm. Remove this. That only removes one car? Yeah, I just got scammed. Okay, I knew that, but like, shoot. None of them were phased. That is good. If one of them were phased, I would have been screwed. Alright, let's set this back on first. Let's use everything in tower boost. This should defend. And also damage it. Okay, they're outing me. We can bomb blitz this. Is it worth bomb blitzing this? Nah, that's a tiny rush. We won't bomb blitz that. We don't bomb blitz tiny rushes. If they just sent one of the lead balloons were phased, we would have ended up dying. But looks like my opponent decided against that. My opponent now has no ecos, so. But the game's still not over. Okay, never mind. They sold all their defense. I think their game's over. Alright, they surrendered. Yeah, the game's over. Well, GG's. BTN versus Etienne Cobra Command. Let's get it. Oh, same matchup, even better. Alright. I was kind of scared that I was going to get a bad matchup because it's actually kind of hard to face, like, to beat eco players when you have bomb if the eco player plays perfectly. But this is absolutely nice that we have another bomb player. This is really good. Alright. This is one of my favorite maps. This map is just long enough for the bomb to work, but not long enough. I mean, it is pretty long. Up until the point you press the button, and the map is no longer very long. When you press the button, the balloons just skip like half of the map. And with phase balloons, they're gonna skip the 10% of the map. So I think when you phase balloons, like 10% of the entire map. They count the entire map, 10% of the entire map. So they're gonna skip like actually a very, very big portion if you press the button and send phase balloons. I don't know if you know what I mean. But they're gonna skip a very, very large chunk of the map, especially when you press the button. Alright. Now, we're gonna need a cluster bombs. We're gonna try to send some phase balloons, alright? I have been recording twice already and I killed my opponent with phase balloons. But like, I don't think those games are worth showing. My opponent just wasn't very good, wasn't ecoing. I'm kind of questioning how they got the Hall of Masters. But, we'll let them cook. We'll let them cook in the Hall of Masters. Maybe they'll be demoted next week. But at least they'll have a shiny Hall of Masters badge. Alright, we're gonna try to go for a banana farm. We are gonna need that. Are we fine against this though? Like, some people go for bigger bombs here, but some people are just fine. I think we can go for a banana farm though. When you have Etienne, I think you're fine. But if you have like Jericho, you're gonna need a heavy bombs. Or bigger bombs. Heavy bombs is second tier. Or we'll go for bigger bombs now. Oh, they actually don't have a farm yet. They do not have a banana farm yet. So we're out farming our opponent, but just slightly. Wait, they have $1,400 and they're not farming. What? Alright. They have $1,600 and they're not farming. What? They just removed the obstacle and upgraded their bomb. Alright. Alright, so looks like we probably do not have the same matchup. We probably do not have the same towers. Because my opponent is now sending me green balloons. Interesting. But we're gonna definitely try to make phase balloons work. I think phase balloons are on a little bit of the weaker end. They're definitely gonna be used less often than regrow, camo, and fortified balloons. A little bit of a buff might be nice. Like, I think phase balloons, the biggest problem with phase balloons right now is that they're way too expensive. So like, if you make phase balloons a little bit cheaper. Right now, they cost 75% more. So the balloon modifier makes the balloons cost 75% more than they usually cost, which in my opinion is too much. I think regrow balloons are 60%, I believe. And I think making phase balloons also 60% would be valid. I just got heavy bumps. Not sure why I did that. But we'll need that later anyway, so it's not the end of the world. Alright. Now let's chill here. They're like kind of ecoing, but not really. Like, they have like probably 40 more eco than we do. But we have 3 more farms than my opponent does. So this will be fine. We're in a fine position right now. Very, very fine position. Like, I really wanted to unlock Etienne, but like one day I was just like, I don't have Etienne unlocked, by the way, we don't know already. But so one day I was just pretty dumb, And I bought cosmetics on Etienne. I was just like looking at them and I bought it. And I forgot that I like actually need Etienne XP to get BTN. And I like never use Etienne. So I guess it's gonna be a while until we actually get Etienne. It's dumb. Don't buy cosmetics on hero until you have the hero, by the way. That's a lesson that you guys need to learn. Alright, they have an entire recursive cluster. Recursive cluster. What's in reds? Really not sure what they're doing right now. Alright, they have a flash bomb. I don't think we're gonna rush. We're just gonna play it passive. We're gonna play it passively. Ooh, we can drone this because they didn't press a button. And we should be fine. Or they're gonna send us more. They need to send us leads, like, because the drones can pop anything except leads. We could have banked, but with the camo balloons in my screen, I think that's a little risky. I would all out them right now, but they have a recursive cluster, so we'll let them chill. Alright, we have a bank now. We'll even go for one more plantation. Our farms are absolutely great. Our farms are great. We need to send them some phase balloons. But I think the flash bomb is gonna be a little bit annoying. That's gonna stall the balloons in place. But phase balloons will definitely help us out against the cluster. They just sold their flash bomb. I think it's because they have camo detection now, I believe. Should we send them some phase rams? Oh yeah, let's press the button, alright? And send them some phase rams. Balloon boost. Come on, phase rams get through. Oh, they're glitching through. Nah, the recursive clusters are too OP. We did force a cluster bomb though. Not a cluster bomb, a flash bomb though. Alright. Alright, they're fine now, They are fine. By the way, if you guys are still watching right now and have any video ideas, let me know in the comment section below. Because I need some video ideas. Like, I'm just playing Call of Masters, playing the best strategies. Or if you guys have any other strategies that you want me to try out, let me know in the comment section below. I really want to try out new strategies, but I'm not a very creative person. Like, I make strategies that already exist, or that don't really work. I don't know, we could test out some new strategies, or just a challenge, a random challenge. Like, you maybe like, just you only use 1 tower or 2 towers, something like that. Man, we're actually about to get up a banana research facility right now. Yeah, let's do it. Wait, this sells for 8k. We can afford it. Will we lose if we afford it? Will we lose if we go for it? We can sell Spike Factory. I don't think this opponent's gonna rush us. Let's go for a BRF. Entire BRF. Alright. Bomb on strong. Like, who needs eco, man, when you can go for a BRF? Oh man, this is great. Alright. Let's see here. We can still go for an IMF loan and go for a Mountainomics. We could go for more eco, but I kind of want to play this a little bit more aggressive. Let's go for a bomb on last. The goal of this is to anti-stall a little bit, but I think it's a little too late to do that. Okay, they go for a Bloonjitsu. I think we just want to send them a ton of ZOMGs. Like, I don't even want to wait till bads are available. Don't even want to wait for that. We'll go from IMF loan, and then we'll also go for a bank. Like, our eco's trash right now, but once we have our Monkeynomics, that's going to be equivalent to 2,000 eco. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's also go for this guy. We'll send them a phased. I think phased blimps are just not good. But maybe we can send them phased ceramics, phased tight ceramics. If a couple of them get through, it's gonna be great. But unfortunately, the bomb tower is just a great counter to phase balloons, I think. To phase ceramics. Like, if you have like both elks back, you can get the phase ceramics to get past the Spike Factory. But like, if they have bomb right now, they're just gonna kill all those phase ceramics. Alright, we're gonna use this, and we have entire nomics. We'll also tech bot the nomics. And we'll send them some. I think we'll send them a ZOMG, as ZOMG is definitely gonna be a valid play. Once we can afford it though, because we are kind of in debt. Alright, let's send them a ZOMG. A regular ZOMG, because I want to send some phase balloons behind it. Don't want to kill them with ZOMG, I want to kill them with phase balloons. We can press the button and then send phase balloons. Maybe that will do something. Alright, this gets them to stop ecoing though, which is nice. Let's just go for a spike mines. I have turtle micro right now, my hands are cold. I don't want to take any chances. We're in a great position. Alright, did I forget to press the button? Let's press the button. I pressed the button. Wait, what? I pressed the button 3 times and it did not activate. Alright, now I pressed the button, but it's a little late. We'll sell you and send them some. Oh no, wait, oh no. Oh no, I just wasted a bunch of money. Hopefully this works. This just forced a tower boost. No man, okay, I think phased regrow fortified balloons are not worth it. Look, and a ZOMG costs as much as 1 set of cerams. This is just absolutely ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. It's literally ridiculous. Alright, that was a horrible rush. I think phase balloons are just not worth it on blimps or on ceramics either. Like you can't combine it with other balloon modifiers because it just makes it so way too expensive. Way too expensive. It's not good, not worth it. What's the third tower though? I would like to know. They removed this for water, so I don't know whether it's the first time playing this map or if they have a water tower. Literally have no idea right now. Alright, let's go for another cluster bomb. And another one of these. We should be able to get our ability back. Yeah, that rush completely ruined our farms. That rush did in fact ruin our farms. And we pressed the button way too late. Maybe if we pressed the button earlier, the ZOMG would have gone through. But I don't know why. I could have sworn that I pressed this button 3 times. It didn't work. Alright, once we have enough money, we can sell this for Banana Central. And we will be chilling. Yeah, I think phase balloons are just too expensive. Look, if you were to face a DDT, it costs almost twice as much. I mean, look at this. A phased fortified DDT costs 8.8k. That's, I guess, that's as much as 2 ZOMGs. What is this? Would you rather send 2 ZOMGs or a 1 phase DDT? This is ridiculous to me. We can collect this to go over to Central. Some people say you shouldn't collect your nomics, but I want a Central. Okay, my internet is bad. I'm not sure why my internet's bad. My internet is literally perfect right now. What's going on? Alright, we're syncing again. Alright, never mind. Oh, we're syncing again. But now I have 3 bars of internet. Was that because of my opponent or because of me? I have no idea. Alright, but we need to start prepping our round 30 defense against Bads, which is the scariest balloon in the entire game. Let's go for perma spikes. By the way, what cross path is best with perma spikes? I literally have no idea. I've seen some people go for top path and some people go for middle path, like with the perma spikes. But I'm not sure which one's the best. What's the best cross path for that? They have 3 beehives. Let's send them bad. That's gonna be enough to leak a BFB. They have enough lives to leak a BFB. Crazy. Alright, I think we're just gonna all out them this round, and we'll also send a bunch of phased. We'll send a bunch of phase balloons underneath that. I really hope it works. Phase DDTs maybe they'll get past. They have an entire master bomber though. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe we'll force a bomb blitz so if we face enough. Maybe we'll force a bomb blitz if we face enough ceramics. Alright. Okay, they're popping this. Let's press the button. Let's also send them one more. Alright, they're gonna send us a regular one. They should be easy. Let's go for Mob Eliminator to pop this. We can also Bloon Boost this. And we can send them, I really want to send them phase balloons. Alright, Alright, they're gonna send us DDTs. I don't think they're gonna do anything. Alright, they're gonna send us more DDTs. That's not gonna do anything. Yeah, perma spikes are just literally OP. Perma spikes are OP. Alright, let's send them a bunch of phase DDTs now. I really want them to get through. Alright. Oh, they're glitching, and I think we win with phase DDTs. It takes a crap ton of them for me to win though, because they have a ton of lives. Well, yeah, that's gonna wrap up today's video. In conclusion, phased balloons are only good in very, very specific situations, and I would not recommend using them with blimps, especially if you're not a millionaire. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.